And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Words I Choose to Live By here on Amazon Live. I'm Cyrus Webb. We're joined by our co-hosts, Melissa Banks, Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and Darius Ewing. Today, we're going to be discussing week number 10 from this book, my book. It's called Words I Choose to Live By. For those who are joining us on the Amazon Live side, I'm going to go ahead and highlight it for you guys there. Today is message number 10, and it's an interesting one. Vows of Victory. It's a short message, but I think a very important one. If you guys do not have your own copy of my book, definitely invite you guys to get it there. Also, you will see the books of our co-hosts there as well. First of all, how's everybody doing?
Doing great.
Well, it is always a pleasure being with you all. We're going to get things kicked off by reading today's message, which won't take but a second, and it's simply, vow to speak words of victory, not defeat. And this is a very small message, but it is an important message for sure. And for myself, it's one of the things I think that helps me to approach every day excited and focused, because I'm always looking at the what's next. I'm always looking at ways I can improve, and also being able to very briefly, take out time to recognize the things that I have done. So for me, this message is all about being able to focus on the positive and not the negative, but also to remember the fact that every day is a brand new opportunity. So Darius, I want to get things kicked off with you. When it comes to this message, this really is about speaking life to yourself. How important has it been for you, Darius, to be able to focus on the victory and not on defeat?
Man, first and foremost, I had to remember that what the scripture says about life and death being in the power of the tongue. And so once I realized that I have the power to build myself with what I speak, it became powerful. You have to realize that you have to think. In order for your mouth to open, your brain has to send signals around for your mouth to open and for sound to produce. And so you have to think before you speak. And so knowing that I have all these great functions, there's a great functionability, and that I'm able to receive gifts from God and to speak into myself and to focus on the victory and not the defeat. Yes, very powerful. Very.
Yeah. It is a great reminder for us. Hello to you, Lawana, over there on the Facebook side. We appreciate you being with us. Melissa, what about for yourself? I mean, it's very easy, and we see it every day in the world. People typically focus on the negative. How important has it been for you, Melissa, to be able to focus on the victory and not on defeat?
Well, for me, is what you focus on grows, right? So I had to learn that, though. You know, when you're going through a lot of stuff, you're doing a lot of stuff, you're trying a lot of things, and 10 things can go right. And then that 11th thing just falls flat. It doesn't do what you had hoped it would do. And you simply focus on that thing that didn't work, right? So that thing became what it was all about. And that meant you stopped in your tracks. I had to learn that along the way in this over 20-year journey I've been on. What I recognize today is even when something is not going good, even when that thing that you thought was going to be the thing that propelled you didn't work out, if you focus on that, that is what stops you. Not that you don't have what it takes to keep moving. So when you focus on your wins, focus on that one win in the middle of those 10 no's that you got, with that one thing that worked and it was fabulous. Focus on that thing, and that thing is what propels you to go further. That's a learning process, and I had to learn that. But once I got it, I got it. So when something doesn't work, acknowledge it. I'm not saying pretend it didn't happen. Acknowledge it, learn from it, and then keep moving and focus on the win. What you focus on is what grows.
Love that. Love that. It's a great reminder. Mary Ellen, this truth really is right up your alley, because you have a truth that talks about this. So how important has it been for you, Mary Ellen, especially in the work that you do, to be able to focus on victory and not on defeat?
Well, you have to focus on what you want, because when you focus on what you don't want, you're giving energy to what you don't want in your life. And why would you do that? And this does go right along with my truth of the day that I posted today about staying upbeat and positive. If you look at victory as being positive and defeat as being negative, okay, when you focus on any defeat you have in your life or any downfall or any, like sometimes I'll think, well, gee, I didn't do that well. That I used to kick myself for days and days and days, and I'm thinking, why am I doing that? Why am I wasting my time? But and every once in a while, somebody would come along and they would put a comment that is exactly what they needed to say, hear or see today. And even my Miracles with Mary Ellen segment this morning was about that there are no problems. There are misperceptions. So you have to take everything, whether it's a victory or defeat, and step back and learn from it. And what did you learn from that experience? Because when you stay stuck on victories also and positivity, you got to be careful because your ego will get in there, propelling you to think, well, I can do this so well, I can do, all that junk that the ego gets in there. And then all of a sudden you have a defeat because God wants you to stay balanced and level and positive.
Love that. Love that. Ellen Cyrus, hello to you. See you over there on the Facebook side. Ellen says, I love what you all bring to the table. Yes, focus on your win and that it came through. I always say, keep going. Even with broken legs, keep walking. That's a really powerful thing. But that is not an easy thing, though, Darius, because, here we are talking about this. And then this is probably the shortest message. It's kind of the equivalent of Jesus wept in the King James. I mean, this is probably the shortest message we'll do this year. But it's so much in this message because people don't do it. So thinking about that, Darius, I mean, we didn't wake up just knowing, okay, you know what, we're going to not be defined by the negative. How did you do it? How did you get to a place where you would not be defined by defeat?
Well, after falling so many times, you get tired of, you get scars on your knees after you fall so many times. Or you get scars on your hands from catching yourself from falling. And after you get tired of the scars and get tired of hurting from the falls, you get up and you start doing things better. And as you begin to do things better, you get sidetracked, but you remember what happened the last time you got sidetracked. And you remember those scars and you remember the place you were in when you got sidetracked and how you didn't finish or didn't complete per se the task. And so for me, that's what I focus on. I look back and say, okay, I can't do this, but I can keep doing this because this worked and this didn't work. And so in focusing requires you to stay like laser point vision on whatever you're trying to attain. So when things come in, a lot of times things come in as distractions, things come in to help. But when you're focused, when you're truly focused, you're tuned in and locked in and you know how to use discretion on what to entertain and what not to entertain when you're focused. And so that has really helped me. I look back and I say, well, last time I did this, I tripped over this by doing this, but I don't want to be hurting, like that. I'm too young to be I'm too young to be worried about anything else that I've caused myself to have because of me not focusing and staying laser point on the task at hand and focusing on side stuff, which is not going to help me get to where I'm trying to or need to get to.
Love that. Love that. Listen, what about for you? I mean, what we're talking about is important. What we're talking about is necessary, but it is not something that does come easy, right? So how did you get to a place where you could speak words of victory and not defeat to yourself?
To me, these few words that you have here are some of the most powerful words, not only in your business and your career, but in your personal life as well. Because if you're repeating over and over and over again, you're cataloging all the things that are wrong with your relationships or that's wrong in your life, then that is what becomes your focus. What I would suggest and what worked for me is to learn what gets me out of that place. It's easy to fall into the place where you're focusing on what didn't work or focusing on that one thing that you don't do well. When we focus on that one thing that we don't do well, we run from it, right? So it's easy to fall into that path. But what I've learned is I have a process, when something doesn't go right, I lean into something that motivates me, something that inspires me, words of encouragement that I give to myself. One of the biggest things I believe that you can do for yourself is be able to self-motivate. You need to get into your place, and you learn that by process. You learn that by doing it over and over again. So get into that place, listen to that motivational speaker that encourages you, that pushes you past the defeat, and learn from the defeat. Most of the things that we go through that doesn't work out, there's a lesson in there that we can take to the next thing. I also believe movement is important, and I talk about this all the time. What works for me is not sitting in the mess, not sitting in the defeat, not dreaming about it, not talking about it, because every time you talk about it, it grows bigger and bigger and bigger. What works for me is to acknowledge it, accept it, learn from it, and then keep moving. Just don't stop in the defeat.
Yeah, such a great point and such a great reminder as well. Mary Ellen, what about you? I mean, again, what we're talking about is necessary work, and especially if we're trying to move forward, but it's not necessarily something that is easy. What has helped you to focus on victory instead of the defeat?
Well, you have to work on yourself and what you need to learn every single day. Not just once a week, not just once a month or whatever. It's work in progress, and I'm still a work in progress. And as you probably know, Cyrus, I'm a pretty stubborn person. And I finally got to a point where I thought, I'm not going to allow what my family said to hold me back. I'm not going to allow what my sister said to hold me back. I'm not going to allow anything to hold me back. I want to achieve the purpose that God put me here to achieve. And even now, after writing these Truths of the Day since 2011, sometimes people say, why don't you quit for this year? You're out in books and you're whatever. And I'm like, no, that's my purpose. That's what I do. And it gives me purpose. And even just that little victory of just simply writing that Truth of the Day gives me some motivation to go on to the next day and be grateful that I might inspire somebody on my own journey.
Yeah, such a great thing and such a great reminder. I want to say for those who are just tuning in, you all are watching Words I Choose to Live By here on Amazon Live. We also are streaming though on Facebook, on LinkedIn. We also are on YouTube and on Twitter. Today we're discussing message number 10 from my book. It is Vows of Victory is the message. Vow to speak words of victory, not defeat. As you've noticed as we're going throughout our broadcast, if you're joining us on the Amazon Live side, you will notice that we have the books for our different co-hosts in the carousel. Mine is this one, Words I Choose to Live By. You all can see it there. We have it highlighted in the carousel there. And as we're going through, as each one of the co-hosts are talking, we've been featuring their books. They're going to be letting you know more about them here in a moment. I also want to let you guys know that today's show is being powered by BiteCool. If you guys are looking for a great laptop for streaming, this one is on sale this week, guys. It's down $50. $50 this week only. Really excited about this. You can get this BiteCool laptop for $237 now. For this week, $237.15. It's great for streaming like shows like this. If you're doing broadcast, Zoom, that kind of thing. It is great for gaming as well. I like it because it does come with Windows 10 Pro installed, but it does give you a free upgrade to Windows 11 as well. But it is on sale this week. It was $280 last week. It is now $237.15 this week. So you all can be able to get that if you're looking for a laptop. Also, you notice over here on the side where my book is, we also have this from Sunflex, which is a great adjustable laptop desk for yourself as well. If you're looking for something to work on, I have a black one as well that I have in the other part of the office that I use, but you're able to put your laptop on as a place for your phone, your tablet, and you can easily adjust it to your own height. This is on sale right now for $30.90. Again, this is the white one that is here on the set on this side. I have the black one, though, in my home office as well. But this is a really good price on this. It was actually $50 more when I got mine, but it's now on sale for $30.90. It seems like everything goes down after I buy it. I don't know what that's about. But at least you guys get to take advantage of these deals, both on the laptop from Bite Cool, but also for the Sunflex adjustable desk as well. So we're back with our show now. So now we're to the time where we try to give our audience some encouragement for themselves. Mary Ellen, why don't you get them kicked off? What would you say to our audience today, Mary Ellen, about the importance of speaking victory and not defeat?
Well, focus on what you want in your life. If you want to change your life, change your thoughts. You know, if you want positivity in your life, if you want success in your life, focus on that success. See that success. Visualize that success. Take action to create that success and grab those opportunities. And any little defeat that comes your way, just kind of kick it to the side, learn from it as you go forward. And always keep focused on what you want to create in your life, your victory, your success. What is your purpose? What legacy do you want to leave our world to make it just a little bit better?
Love that. Great message there. Melissa, what would you say to our audience about the importance of choosing victory and not defeat?
What you focus on grows. So make it a practice. Say positive, start your day with positive affirmations. I believe that watering something grows it, right? So if you continue to feed those positive affirmations into your spirit, into your soul, that is what will grow. As you go through dealing with things that successes and failures, go back to who you really are. Go back to what it is that you want to achieve in your life. Go back to your dreams. Go back to your purpose. Get really clear about what your purpose is. And even when you're in the middle of something that doesn't seem well, you can pull on those things. You can pull on those words of encouragement that you give to yourself, and have someone that you can listen to in a moment that can get you back on track. I just believe that we're human, right? Things happen. Things get in our heads that we tend to lean into. We need something to bounce us back. So get into that thing or go to that page and read something that's positive. Pick up something that's positive that snaps you back into focus. You're human. It's not doing it one time. It's doing it every single day, every single time, so that you can keep moving. Once your focus begin on that thing, that one thing, it may have been a really big thing. It may have been a thing that you worked on for a really long time and you thought it was the thing, but it was also the thing that didn't happen. If you keep focusing on what didn't happen, it will stop you. If you want to get to your dreams, you want to move to your successes, then push past that thing that didn't work and fill your mind with positive affirmations, with work, and keep moving. The key to achieving your dreams and moving to success is to keep moving. I believe that with all my heart. So get clear on your purpose, feed into your spirit some positive affirmations, and don't stop.
All right, love that. Hello to you, Tamika. Thank you so much for joining us over there on the Facebook side as well. Darius, that brings us to you. What would you say to our audience about the importance, Darius, of focusing on victory and not defeat?
Man, Melissa and Mary Ellen kind of took my answers a little bit, because as I was looking down, I was kind of researching, and as I have thoughts, I have to, I don't write them down. I put them in my phone on my notes, and your focus determines your reality. Melissa and Mary Ellen have hit it like dead on. Like your what do you really want? Your reality. A lot of times we put ourselves through unnecessary things by focusing on unnecessary stuff. We focus, like Melissa said, okay, it didn't happen. Okay, regroup, refocus, keep it moving. You got sidetracked. Okay, it happened. It's gonna happen because it's life. But you regroup, you regroup, you refocus, and you keep it moving. You can't have a bad attitude in the midst of it, because just because your day is bad, everybody has a bad day. And once you start focusing on the bad, everything down spirals. You start to, your attitude stinks, start having health problems. All of a sudden, then this happens, and this happens, and this happens. Now you're focused all on the bad, and you feel like, well, hey, nothing's gonna work. Well, all you have to do is smile and just live and walk and move and just keep it pushing through in the midst of it all, because nothing is too hard to come out of. Nothing.
I love that. I think that's a great message. Nothing is too hard to come out of. I love that. It's a great roundup here. Again, everyone, message number 10 from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. You all can get your copy, the paperback and the Kindle edition. The Kindle edition is on sale right now for $2.99. I'm going to go ahead and highlight it there. Hello to you. Ellen says she has a good connection now. She says she loves what you're saying, Darius, even though it looks like you're in eternal prayer right now. I think your screen is but you're looking in the right direction, Darius. So we're all good there. We're all good. Okay. So Darius, since we have you there, why don't you let them know how to stay connected with you and get your book?
Man, stay connected with me on social media, Instagram, Mr. Ewing 1914, Facebook, Darius Ewing, Darius L. Ewing. My book.
All right. And Mary Ellen, how can they stay connected with you?
Well, it's really easy. Just go to askmaryellen.com, which is my website. My Miracles with Mary Ellen video is already posted there. You'll see tons of blogs that I've written. All my connections to my Truths of the Day are there. There are tons of areas to go to. I think there are 5 pages or more. So go to askmaryellen.com. Send me a question if you want, or just connect with me. If you have a question, be sure to give it to me, and I'll try to help you with your life.
All right. Sounds good. That's a good offer there. And Melissa, what about you? How can they stay connected with you?
You can stay connected with me through themelissabanks.com. One of the most powerful things we said today is speak words of victory. That means replace all the negative words in your mind with some positive thoughts and words. So you can get our book, Dream by Design, the devotional expanded edition. It is some really short, really great affirmations that you can speak to yourself every single day and get you back focused on your wins, your victory. That is the key. It's the words that you speak to yourself. You can also listen to some powerful women who share their stories at Dream by Design with Melissa Banks right there at that one link. All of our platforms are really easy to get to. They're right there and they can change your life. That's themelissabanks.com.
Love that. And definitely invite everyone to make sure to check out each one of our co-hosts and their books. I'm so glad to be able to have this platform with them, and so glad that we have your audience for being with us as well. This show would not be what it is without you guys. You guys have made us one of the top 10 shows in media here on Amazon Live, and I don't do this by myself. I have a very talented group that works with us on the show, and definitely, as you all can be able to see there, they know what they're talking about, and that's what makes this show what it is today. So definitely remember to make sure that you guys make a decision for yourself to walk in victory, not in defeat. Mary Ellen, Melissa, Darius, thank you all so much again for another great show.
Thank you. Love it.
Great show.
And we thank you, our audience, for being with us for this week's episode of Words I Choose to Live By. Until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.